Hey everyone, in this video, we'll uncover the most valuable Abraham Lincoln wheat penny you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these Lincoln wheat pennies so special, how much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. So let's get started. First up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark is one of the final coins in the long-running wheat cent series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. Your coin, minted at the Denver Mint, carries the D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. It's described as being in very fine condition with some scratches, which means it has visible details with moderate wear, but retains a good amount of the original design and definition. This makes it a collectible example of a mid-century Lincoln cent that saw circulation during one of America's most prosperous decades. The obverse front of the coin features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has remained on U.S. 1-cent coins for more than a century. Above Lincoln's head reads, "In God We Trust," while to his left appears Liberty, and to his right is the date 1956, followed by the D mint mark, representing the Denver Mint. In very fine condition, the high points of Lincoln's hair, cheekbone, and coat are worn, but most of the details remain clear. The scratches you mentioned are normal signs of age and circulation, adding to its character and authenticity. Turning to the reverse, back, the coin proudly displays the classic wheat ears design, also created by Brenner. Two stylized wheat stalks curve upward along the left and right sides, surrounding the bold inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto, E pluribus unum, arcs across the top. On a coin in very fine condition, the lettering is sharp, and the wheat lines are still partly visible, though lightly worn. This reverse design pays tribute to America's agricultural roots, and was later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. The composition of the 1956 D wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the traditional bronze alloy used for most Lincoln cents before 1982. The coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Over time, copper coins naturally darken and develop shades of red, brown, or even a mix of both, depending on storage conditions. The small scratches on your coin are common signs of circulation and age, showing that it was used in everyday transactions during a time when a single penny still had real purchasing power. In 1956, the Denver Mint struck an enormous number of Lincoln wheat pennies, approximately 198,200 coins, making the 1956 D one of the most common issues in the series. This large mintage means the coin is easily found today, particularly in circulated grades. However, collectors still prize examples in higher grades for their historical value and classic design. In today's coin market, the 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition typically has a value of around 0.10 to 0.15 USD. Coins in extremely fine condition can sell for about 0.20 to 0.30, while uncirculated examples, MS-60 to MS-65, can range between 0.75 and 3.6 cents or more, depending on color and luster. Coins graded MS-66 red, RD, or better by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command prices of $10 to $25 or higher. Though the monetary value is modest, the coin's appeal lies in its age, craftsmanship, and connection to mid-20th century American life. There are also some error varieties known for the 1956 D penny that can greatly increase its value. One of the most famous is the 1956 D doubled die obverse, where the date, lettering, or parts of Lincoln's portrait appear doubled. Other collectible errors include repunched mint marks, RPMs, or die cracks, which are minor but popular among variety collectors. Depending on rarity and condition, These errors can be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 or more. Because your coin is in very fine condition with some scratches, it's best not to clean it. Cleaning can damage the natural patina and lower its value to collectors. Instead, handle the coin by the edges and store it in a protective holder or 2x2 coin flip. Keeping it in a cool, dry place will help preserve its surface and prevent further tarnishing. The 1956 D wheat penny marks the end of an era. It was struck just 2 years before the Y. Design changed to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. This makes it one of the last coins to feature the beloved wheat ears design that had symbolized American agriculture and hard work since 1909. Next up, the 1950 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with S mint mark is a beautiful and historic coin from the San Francisco Mint, part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cent series that was first introduced in 1909. Your coin, described as being in good condition with some scratches, is a circulated piece that has seen real use in everyday commerce. Despite its age and wear, it still carries both sentimental and collectible value, representing a period of American strength and post-war optimism. The composition of your 1950 S Lincoln wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a bronze alloy that gives it a warm, reddish-brown color. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Over time, copper reacts with air and moisture, often creating shades of brown, red-brown, or even dark brown patina. Your coin's scratches and color variations tell a story of age and circulation, likely exchanged countless times in stores, diners, or gas stations during the early 1950s, when the U.S. economy was growing rapidly. In 1950, the San Francisco Mint produced about 118,505 wheat pennies, making this issue fairly common today in circulated grades. Although it's not a rare coin, the 1950 S penny is still highly collectible among Lincoln Cent enthusiasts, especially when found in higher grades or with special color designations like full red, RD, or red-brown, RB. In today's coin market, the value of a 1950 S Lincoln wheat penny in good condition generally ranges from 0.05 to 0.10 USD. In very fine condition, the value can rise to about $0.20 to $0.25, while extremely fine examples can be worth 0.30 turns to $0.50. Uncirculated examples with strong luster and minimal marks, graded MS60 from MS65, may range between $1 and $0.75 or more. If the coin has been professionally graded as MS66 Red, RD, its value can increase further, sometimes reaching $10 to $20. Depending on eye appeal, there are also some variety and error types for the 1950 S penny that can make it more valuable. One of the most interesting is the repunched mint mark, RPM variety, where the S mint mark was struck more than once in slightly different positions. These small differences create a doubled or shadowed look under magnification. RPM varieties from 1950 S can be worth anywhere from $5 to $25 or more, depending on condition and the visibility of the repunching. Other rare errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks, can also boost a coin's market value. Since your coin is in good condition with some scratches, it's best not to clean it. Cleaning a copper coin removes its natural patina and can significantly lower its collector value. Instead, handle the coin gently by its edges to avoid adding more marks and store it in a protective holder, such as a 2x2 cardboard flip or an airtight capsule. Keep it in a cool, dry place away from moisture and humidity, as copper reacts easily to air and can develop further discoloration if not stored properly. The 1950 S wheat penny represents a time when the penny truly meant something in daily life. During the early 1950s, a single cent could buy a stick of gum or part of a newspaper. And these coins passed through countless hands in an era marked by post-war prosperity. The rise of the automobile and the early days of television, each surviving coin from this era carries a piece of that history with it. While its current market value is modest, typically around 5 to 10 cents, its historical value is far greater. The coin reminds collectors of the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the nation's 16th president, whose image continues to grace America's smallest denomination. It also stands as a symbol of craftsmanship and stability. A coin that has survived over 70 years of circulation, yet still proudly bears the wheat design that generations of Americans grew up seeing. Next up, the 1947 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is a classic mid-20th century American coin, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark during this time. Your coin, described as being in fine condition with a brown color shade and some scratches, is a well-circulated piece that reflects the post-World War II era when the United States was entering a period of rapid growth and prosperity. Though common in mintage, this coin holds strong historical appeal and represents one of the most recognized and enduring designs in U.S. coinage. The composition of the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the standard bronze alloy used for most Lincoln cents before 1982. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter, with a plain, smooth edge. Because it's made primarily of copper, color variations like red, red-brown, or full brown are common depending on the coin's exposure to air, moisture, and temperature. A fully brown color, like the one on your coin, is typical for circulated examples and gives it a warm, antique feel. In 1947, the Philadelphia Mint struck about 190,555 wheat pennies, making this a common issue overall. Although it's not rare in circulated grades, collectors still value these coins for their age, design, and historical significance. Each one represents a period when the United States was transitioning from wartime production to peacetime prosperity, and when coins like this were essential to everyday transactions, buying groceries, newspapers, or gasoline. In today's market, the value of a 1947 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in fine condition generally ranges from $0 fee 55 to $0.10 USD. In very fine condition, it may bring $0.15 to $0.20, while extremely fine examples can reach about $0.25 to $0.35. Uncirculated specimens with bright original luster, graded MS60, MS65, typically range between $0.75 and $2, or more, depending on color and strike quality. Coins certified as MS66 Red, IRD, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sometimes fetch $5 to $10 or higher. Although the value is modest, this coin's historical and collectible significance far outweighs its face value. The 1947 penny is part of the post-war Lincoln wheat cent era, when Americans carried these small copper coins daily as the economy recovered, and families began to experience newfound prosperity. Each surviving coin is a tangible connection to that hopeful period in U.S. history. Collectors also enjoy searching for error varieties from the 1947 series, as these can be worth considerably more. Some examples include doubled die obverse or reverse varieties, where letters or numbers appear doubled due to die misalignment, and die cracks or off-center strikes, which occurred during minting. A genuine 1947 doubled die penny, depending on its visibility and condition, can be worth anywhere from $20 to over $100, making error hunting an exciting aspect of coin collecting. Because your coin is in fine condition with some scratches, it's important not to clean it. Cleaning can remove its natural brown patina and damage the surface, greatly reducing its value to collectors. Instead, handle the coin gently by its edges to avoid adding new marks. Store it in a protective 2x2 holder or airtight capsule, and keep it in a cool, dry place away from humidity or direct sunlight to prevent further tarnishing or corrosion. Next up, the 1945 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny with S Mint mark is a well-known and collectible coin from the San Francisco Mint, struck during the final months of World War II. Woe 2. Your coin, described as being in good condition with some scratches, is a genuine bronze piece that carries both historical and sentimental value. Even though it may show signs of wear, this coin remains a meaningful relic of a significant time in American history. The composition of the 1945 S. Lincoln Wheat Penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a reddish-brown tone when new, though most circulated examples have aged to a medium or dark brown shade. The coin weighs 3.11 grams, measures 19 millimeters in diameter, and has a smooth edge. The brown tone on your coin is a natural result of copper oxidation over the decades, a sign of authenticity and age rather than damage. The scratches and marks add character, showing that the coin was part of everyday life during one of the most pivotal years in world history. The San Francisco Mint produced approximately $181,170,000 wheat pennies in 1945, making this issue relatively common today, especially in lower grades like good or fine condition. Despite its availability, collectors value the 1945 S penny for its connection to the end of World War II, a period that reshaped the world and ushered in a new era of peace and prosperity. Every coin from that year serves as a small historical keepsake of the wartime generation. In today's coin market, the 1945 S wheat penny in good condition is generally worth around 0.05 to 0.10 USD. In very fine condition, the value may rise to about 0.15 to 0.25, while extremely fine examples can sell for $0.30 to $0.50. Uncirculated coins with bright, original luster, graded MS-60, MS-65, may range from 1 euro to 3 euro, and those graded MS-66 red, RD, by professional services such as PCGS or NGC can fetch between $5 and $15 or more, depending on eye appeal and strike quality. There are also a few error and variety coins from the 1945 S mintage that are more valuable. One of the more notable is the repunched mint mark, RPM variety, where the S mint mark appears to have been punched more than once, creating a slight doubling effect. Depending on its clarity and grade, an RPM variety can be worth anywhere from $10 to $30 or more. Other minting errors, such as off-center strikes, lamination cracks, or die breaks, can also add significant value depending on their visibility and rarity. Because your coin is in good condition with scratches, it's best not to clean it. Cleaning a copper coin can remove its natural patina and permanently lower its collectible value. Instead, handle it by the edges to avoid adding new fingerprints or oils from your skin, and store it in a protective coin holder or 2x2 cardboard flip. Keeping it in a cool, dry place will help preserve its color and prevent further oxidation or corrosion. The 1945 S wheat penny is especially meaningful because of its timing. It was minted during the final year of World War II, when American soldiers were returning home, and the nation was beginning to rebuild and move forward. Every penny from that year circulated during an age of hope, sacrifice, and renewal. Holding one today is like holding a small piece of that history, a symbol of America's resilience and unity. Although the monetary value of this coin is modest, its historical and symbolic value is significant. It represents an era when even a single cent held real purchasing power. A penny could buy a handful of candy or a newspaper in the mid-1940s. The coin's design, with Lincoln's image and the wheat ears reverse, reminds collectors of the strength and character that defined America during those years. Next up, the 1916 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with S mint mark is one of the early and more collectible issues in the long-running Lincoln cent series. Struck at the San Francisco Mint over a century ago, this coin is now more than 100 years old, making it a fascinating historical artifact as well as a favorite among penny collectors. Your coin, described as being in dirty condition with some scratches, still carries genuine historical and numismatic value due to its age, origin, and scarcity compared to later issues. The composition of the 1916 S wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a rich red-brown color when new. Over time, most examples have darkened to a brown or deep chocolate tone, especially if stored in less than ideal conditions. Your coin's dirty appearance is common for a coin this old. The dirt and oxidation simply show its long history of circulation. It's important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can strip the natural patina and permanently reduce its collector value. The San Francisco Mint produced only 22,500 and 10,000 Lincoln wheat pennies in 1916, which is a relatively small number compared to other years. Because of this limited mintage and the high level of wear most of these coins experienced, the 1916 S penny is considered scarce, especially in higher grades like extremely fine or uncirculated. Even in lower grades, it remains a sought-after piece for anyone building a complete Lincoln cent collection. In today's coin market, a 1916 S wheat penny in dirty or heavily circulated condition typically holds a value of around $0.75 to $1.50 USD. If the coin is in good to fine condition, with visible date and lettering, the value can rise to about $2 to $5. In very fine condition, where Lincoln's facial details and wheat lines are still somewhat visible, prices generally range from $7 to $12. Coins in extremely fine condition can be worth $15 to $25, while uncirculated mint state examples with original luster and sharp detail can bring between $60 and $150, depending on the color and quality of the strike. The most pristine examples, graded MS65 Red, RD, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for $300 to $400 or more. There are a few varieties and minor errors associated with the 1916 S penny that can increase its value. Some examples show die cracks, lamination errors, or off-center strikes, which collectors find interesting and often pay extra for, depending on the clarity and rarity of the error. However, the 1916 S is not widely known for major doubled die or repunched mint mark varieties. Still, if your coin shows unusual features, it might be worth having it examined by a professional coin dealer or grading service. Because your coin is in dirty condition with some scratches, it's best to handle it gently by the edges and store it properly in a 2x2 cardboard coin flip or a soft plastic holder. Avoid attempting to polish or wash it, as that could reduce both its appearance and collectible value. Over-cleaned early wheat pennies often lose their natural surface tone and are easily spotted by collectors, which significantly lowers demand. The 1916 S wheat penny is especially meaningful because it was minted during a significant period in American history. The United States was emerging as a global power, and while World War I was raging in Europe, the U.S. had not yet entered the conflict. Everyday Americans used coins like your penny for simple daily purchases, a loaf of bread, a newspaper, or even a movie ticket. Holding a 1916 S penny today is like holding a small, tangible piece of early 20th century American life. Even though the monetary value of your coin is modest in its current condition, its historical and collectible importance is undeniable. Every 1916 S penny has survived a full century of circulation, wars, and economic changes. The scratches and dirt simply tell its story. They're marks of time, not flaws. In conclusion, your 1916 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, with S mint mark, in dirty condition with some scratches, has a current market value of around $100 to $300 USD. Its exact worth can vary depending on eye appeal and preservation, but as an early San Francisco mint issue, it remains a desirable collectible for Lincoln cent enthusiasts. More importantly, it's a genuine antique coin over 100 years old, representing the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the craftsmanship of America's early 20th century minting history.